I want you guys to hang out with Coach for a minute. Matter of fact, do me a favor. Go right ahead and get you a glass of tea. Get up, get you some tea. Get you a cup of coffee. Come hang out, man. I'm gonna sit back and chop it up with you guys on a day, but in a very, very impactful and powerful way. Okay, so come on in. Let's have a good time. As you come on in, let me know two things: where you from, and if you made money this week. Okay, what's up, family? What up, GTV? What's good, Christina? What's good, Des? What's good, Mikey? What's good, family? I see Chicago in the building. As you guys come on in, let me know where you guys are from. Let me know if you made money this week. Then I want you to get ready to make some money this upcoming week. Okay, we're gonna have a fun little kickback today. I want to go over a couple things with you. Think that'll serve you well in your journey. But just come hang out with Coach for a minute, man. There's some early morning game, $1 million worth of game on drop on you guys this morning. Let me know where you from. Then let me know if you made money this week, guys. We're gonna get to it. All right. So I'm gonna break some stuff down. I want you to, like I say, sip on some tea, get a cup of coffee, clean up while you listening to this, do straighten up some things, run some errands. Coach just gonna drop some nuggets on you guys today, okay? Feel free to take some notes or replay this and watch this at least 2 times, okay? Watch this at least 2 times. Matter of fact, do one last thing for me. Share this with at least 10 people. Like and share, and then make sure you at least share this with at least 10 people, because what we're going to talk about today could help them as well. And we got to reach as many people as we can, all right? So diving right to it. Let me know if you made money this week. Let me know where you from, okay? What inspired you to start trading? I want you guys to think about what inspired you to start trading. All right, think about that question for me. All right, was it something that you recently stumbled upon? Was it something you've always been interested in? Was it something you got more interested in as of late? I want to know all about it, okay? What got me started in trading was this, guys. I was a investor first. I started out the game as an avid investor. I built my wealth as an investor. Matter of fact, I retired young from investing, okay? So then the whole mantra was buy and hold, or set it and forget it. As you guys come on in, get the likes up for me. And so as I was buying and holding, after you do that for like 10 years, yes, you see the power of investing. Yes, you see the power of compounding. But then after that, it's like, what's next? Man, I know it got to be more to the game than just this. Okay. And so for me, that is when I got introduced to trading. Now, I've been in the game a long time. That's why I became the best and have mastered this craft, okay? But what happened was I learned so many behaviors from investing. So, real quick story. What made me one of the best traders in the world after I took my lumps, I'm going to talk to y'all about that in a little bit. What made me one of the best traders in the world way back in the day, one of my first stocks was Nike, Apple, and Tesla, back when nobody didn't know about. Tesla is an old company. The world just now learning about it now, but Tesla is over 10 years old. So those are my first three companies along with VTI. But check this out. Back in the day, Apple used to be $124. It used to be $118. But it will always go from 118 to 124. And then, guys, when it took off, it went to 192. For years, I watched it go from 118 to 124 to 192. And then guess what, guys? It'll come all the way back down to 118. It just did that every single year, year after year, year after year. Okay. So what happened was, over time, I'm looking like, man, I'm holding these shares and I got a low average cost. I bought it when it was low, but then when it ran up high, I didn't do nothing. Now it's all the way from 192 back down to 118. And so I was like, you know what? That's where I first learned rinse and repeat. I'm looking like this go to the same range, 124 to 192, 124 to 192. So then one year I just said, you know what? I'm gonna buy as many shares as I can, and I'm gonna sell half when it gets to 192. Sure enough, it hit 192, came all the way back down to 124. Now, as of late, guys, Apple has finally hit $200. Now, mind you, this is not accounting for stock splits and all that kind of stuff. I just want to give you a simplified version of what I'm trying to teach you, okay? So listen to this. The behavior, and because I'm a high level athlete, meaning we used to watch film, we study. So I brought that same dynamic to the stock market. When I would see a chart, when I would see the patterns and behaviors, I'm looking like, oh, they're doing the same thing over and over. So what that did was I jotted it down, 118 or 192. Okay. So then I said, I'm going to try to do an option on this. This is where my trading career began, okay? And I'm going to see what happens if I buy an option, a call option to be specific, at 118 to 124. That was my zone. I always want you to embrace buying in zones, okay? And then I rode it all the way up to 192. I probably sold it at 190 just to play it safe. And that blew my mind. It opened me up to the possibilities. I'm looking like, wow, this made me so much money off of understanding patterns and behaviors of how these stocks that I was investing in was moving. So I was like, okay, because I'm an investor, I see what these stocks do every single year. They just do the same thing. One year it's up, one year is down. One year it's up, one year is down. And so I finally dibbled and dabbled into trading. The next question, guys, why 90% of traders lose? Okay. Tell me why you think 90% of traders lose. Coach is going to tell you what I believe. Okay. Number one, losses come with the game. I tell this story any chance I get. Before I became the best, I had 2.5 years of losses. Okay. I like that one. FOMO is definitely one. Psychology is definitely one. No stop loss is definitely one. Absolutely, guys. These are some phenomenal answers. Why 90% of traders lose? I lost for 2.5 years, guys. And one reason, before I even get down to the nitty gritty of why people lose, is because some people come in with a get rich quick mentality. Some people come in thinking that they are about to just not learn, not understand how the game go, and just gonna just jump in and all of a sudden make all this money. And sometimes, just believe it or not, you can have beginner's luck, and some people can do it. But 90% of people that get lucky the first time, they end up losing it. And then that is what forces them to want to learn so they can repeat the success that they had. Okay. But 90% of traders lose because they come into the game trying to get rich quick. They think this a dice game. They think this is the casino. They treat it like gambling when we treat this like high level chess. We are technical experts. We are technicians. I call it being a surgeon. I am precise with what I speak, what I do, and how I trade. Okay. That's why at this level of the game, I make 30 to 50,000 a day. I'm at a level where I don't see nobody up at my level of trading. Okay, I don't care what you're doing, leaps, swing trades. I don't care what you're doing. Nobody is at my level, so it get lonely up here because I mastered the game at such a level not seen before in the trading space. But 90% of people lose because then there's no plan. There's no stop loss. There's no risk management. And so I see all these behaviors from people. And one thing that I learned about the stock market and trading, it will reveal your character flaws. If you are not a patient person, it's going to reveal that. If you are dealing with some demons in your personal life, it's going to reveal that. If you got anger issues, it's going to reveal that. If you're not patient just with things in life, or you want things to happen now and you can't wait for a pattern to set up or develop, trading options is going to reveal those things about yourself, which should serve as the personal development you need to do, because I often say these things go hand in hand. Why do you guys think coaches on you guys all the time about making sure your spiritual life is on point? Simply because you need to have a healthy mental health, you need to have a healthy emotional health, you need to have healthy spiritual health, because all of it's going to play a factor in this game right here, okay? And so understanding that, I'm looking like, man, the get rich quick crowd, the gambling and casino crowd, these are the individuals that sometimes take the biggest losses and then they never bounce back because they think it's a scam. They think it's rigged. They think something crazy like manipulation is taking place. When all the while it's their mentality that needs to change. Okay, you can't think you're gonna club and party all weekend and not read your chart, not study over the weekend, and then come in first thing Monday morning and just get busy in the market. It will humble you, and it will make you, if you really want to be good at this game, take it serious and learn the necessary nuances. Okay, so 90% of traders lose because of get rich quick, trying to get rich overnight, no discipline, no stop loss, okay, and trading without a plan, okay. The other reasons they lose, write this down, everybody: overstaying their welcome, being greedy, and trying to make all their losses back in one trade. Okay, these are things I want you to avoid, but all of us have been there. I've been there, coach. I lead the charge. I lead the pack with these same behaviors, because it took me a minute to tighten up my game as well. Okay, and so that's why I want you guys to know 90% of traders have these tendencies that they got to work on so that they can become the 10%. They can become part of the 10%. And then you get to my level, you become part of the 0.01%. Okay. Best stocks to day trade. Everybody write this down, man. People always say, Coach, what's the best stocks to day trade? All right. You guys let me know some of your favorite stocks. I'm going to tell you the best stocks to day trade. Okay. And so when you get a chance to actually start trading, these are some of the ones I want you to consider. Okay. Leading it off, some of the best stocks to day trade is out the gate, the SPY and QQQ. Okay. These offer the chance for you to trade the market. Okay. SPY is a total stock market, and the QQQ, the triple Qs we call it, is a top tech companies. Okay. They are liquid, and they're going to give you the level of movement and price action where you can learn how to make money. Okay. But then lateral to QQQ and SPY, the best stocks to trade, write this down: GEV Renova is what it's called. App Loving, APP. Tesla is really good to trade if you like volatility. Okay. Then you have AVGO used to be the best stock to trade before the stock split. Okay, but still put them on your list. AMD and Apple. Okay. And then you got some new players in there like Palantir. They new on the board now. If you've been with me, you already know about them. You got some new players like Hood. You got some new players like Uber and Netflix. Okay. And then Meta is one of the better stocks to trade, especially around earnings. Okay. But listen to this. Here's a quick nugget for you guys. Okay. Here's a quick nugget. Every stock goes through a 3-month hibernation period, or we call it consolidation, when they're not doing anything. Get the likes up for me, guys. Make sure we get the likes up. Okay. Every stock goes through a 3-month period, a 3-month window of time when it's not doing nothing. That's not for you to necessarily panic. You just need to know where to go looking at during those time periods. Okay. So for example, Apple was not doing nothing for like 3 to 6 months, and then boom, we just had this explosion. Okay. Nvidia was not doing nothing the first half of the year, and then boom, we had an explosion. Okay. So you need to know that. You need to know, man, all of my stocks will have a 3-month period where they're chilling. We call it hibernating or consolidating, and then they're preparing their next move. Okay, the next stock that's going to do that is Amazon and Google. They've been down, not down like down. They just been like flat, not doing nothing, not participating in all the rallies. But they'll be the next two stocks to do what Apple just did. So don't fall asleep, guys. Don't fall asleep on that. Okay, but the best stocks to trade: QQQ, SPY, Tesla, GEV, App Lovin', okay, Nvidia, Hood, Palantir. Put those 8 in your Rolodex for me, okay? Next, which is better to trade? Okay, QQQ or the SPY? All right, listen to this. The SPY has 500 companies in it versus the QQQ, which has 100. So when you think about which is the best, they both are the best. The answer is both. But you need to know what's going on, okay? So like if you are a tech investor, then you need to know QQQ might be the route to go, but QQQ could be going up or down based on what tech is doing that day. Oh, if you want the overall market, then you have the SPY that you can engage in, or SPX that you can engage in, and you'll get the culmination of the whole entire market. Okay, sometimes like if tech is down, the SPY could still be up because the SPY isn't made up of all tech the way the QQQ is. Okay, so know that understanding. Okay, both are tied to the entire market, but one has 500. So the SPY might have ExxonMobil, the SPY might have United Health, the SPY might have some of the companies that the QQQs don't have. And so if those companies are going crazy, the SPY can still go up on a day the QQQ is going down because the Qs only have tech stocks, okay? They only have like Nvidia, AMD, Broadcom, all the tech stuff. So if the tech is having a bad day, then you might want to trade the SPY that day if you're not going to buy puts, okay? Paper trading versus live trading. Which one is better? Okay. Listen, guys, I'm not going to ever be a deterrent for either. However, there's nothing that compares to live trading. But if you're just starting out, I'll rather you learn how to trade via paper trading. But here's a couple nuggets. If you are going to paper trade, that means you are using a simulation. Then that means you're using money that's not yours. Please don't try to paper trade with $1,000,000 or 100K, and if you know your real account only got $1,500. Okay, you need to simulate the game with the around about the dollars or the amount that you would actually trade with in order for paper trading to benefit you. Okay, Danny O, what's good, family? So when you paper trade, you want to simulate it with the amount that. So if you know, Coach, I got $5,000. Okay, paper trade with at least $5,000 to $6,000. Don't paper trade with 500,000 because now you're not doing apples to apples comparison. You're doing something totally different. Okay. But the other thing, I want you guys to use paper trading if you do, before you take the real trade, because I'm going to get on that in a minute. I want you to use paper trading to test your strategy. So if you watch me or you watch somebody else and they are doing something that you want to try, use paper trading to test it out. And I always say test it out for at least 3 days to 1 week. You ain't got to do a long time. You're going to either know if it feel right or not. And then the longest you want to do it is for 30 days before you jump ship and just be trying new things within 1 day, within 24 hours. No, stick with something. Use paper trading to test your strategy so that you can see if it works. You can see if it feels good for you and the whole nine, okay? But listen to this. I am an advocate of live trading. There's nothing like putting your real money on the line, even if it's one contract, and then seeing if you win or lose, because it's something about your hard-earned money that makes you tighten your game up. It's something about your hard-earned money that makes you take it serious and make you study a little bit harder, make you want to learn a chart, make you want to learn these patterns, make you want to do all these things, guys, so that you can ultimately perfect your craft. Okay, so I prefer live trading over paper trading, but I do believe paper trading is good to test your strategy. Let me know if that's understood. Next, making an impact on everyday people, man. I want to shout you guys out, especially those of you that's on a journey. If you have made $100, $50, $1,000, $10,000 or more, okay? Because not only are you demonstrating what's possible, you are showing others what's possible, and that impact cannot be understated, okay? That impact cannot be understated. What I want you guys to know is the impact you making. Every time I see stats come out and I think about the impact you guys are making on the world, on the finance space, I just sit back and just smile like, yep, the Sain gang, the Discord, the money team, the Patreon, you guys all have something to do with this new emergence of people wanting to trade, desiring to trade, becoming interested in trading, and just getting invested, period, in the stock market. I just love the impact that you guys have all contributed, not only to the finance space, but to your own families. I tell you guys every day, I'm going to teach you a skill that can change your life. I'm going to teach you a skill that's going to allow you to lead the corporate plantation if you desire to. You ain't got to, but if you desire to. But more importantly, because of the way I teach you the game, you are going to be able to teach your kids, your grandkids, and your family how we do this. And when that happens, that's when the breakthrough really takes place. Okay, so that's what I'm most encouraged by more than anything else, is about how many more people 5 years, 10 years from now that we will have reached because of the journey we all went on together. Okay, speaking of the journey, guys, we got the 2026 100K challenge coming up, and I want you guys to get your A game ready and get locked, loaded, and ready to go and geared up for that this upcoming year. Okay, but matter of fact, man, I just had to say major salute for the impact you're making. And that's what I'm most happy with, is the lives I've been able to touch, the people I've been able to meet, the one-on-one coaching calls I've been able to have with you guys, the text messages, the emails, the ups, the downs, the whole gamut that we have went through together on the journey. I genuinely love walking alongside you guys. I genuinely love teaching you a skill, but then more importantly, seeing you win when it's all said and done. Make sure you like this for me, guys. Make sure you share this for me, okay? Do those two things for me. And then, guys, what does it take to become a 6 or 7 figure trader? Okay, here's some nuggets for you. For those of you that are en route to becoming a 6-figure trader and a 7-figure trader, because the skill set is very, very similar. Guys, it's going to come down to patience and discipline, okay? Sometimes people think you need all of this fancy stuff, all of the indicators, all of the TV monitor, computer monitor screens to become a 6 and 7 figure trader. Guys, although those things can assist on the journey, those things are not required to become a 6-figure trader or a 7-figure trader. The thing you have to do more than anything else, find a strategy to work for you. Okay, number one, you have to find an asset that you want to trade. Not 10, but one, no more than 2, and stick to it. Okay. Number 3, all right, you want to make sure you perfect whatever your trading strategy is. If you are a day trader, you want to perfect what you do well during a given day trade. If you are a swing trader, you want to stick to your rules for how you swing trade and how you maximize your profits. You want to, number 4, manage your risks. When coach talk about managing your risk, I'm talking about using a stop loss. I'm talking about learning how to keep your losses small. I said it from the gate. Your $1 million is inside your losses. You got to learn how to lose before you can make 6 figures. You got to learn how to lose properly before you can make 7 figures. What does that mean, coach? Learning how to lose. Nobody in the game talks about learning how to lose. You need to quit making sure that you don't lose your whole entire account when you're trading and having to keep starting over at zero. You need to, for example, if you have $1,000, you need to only let yourself lose $200 because now you still got 800 left to take another trade. You're still staying afloat. You're still keeping your head above water. But if you make 1,000 and then you lose 1,200, now you're in the red. If you make 1,000 and then lose 200, you still profitable 800. Learning how to lose is the secret sauce to also becoming a 6-figure trader and a 7-figure trader, okay? But mastering these things, perfecting these things, and putting time in the seat is some of the nuggets you want to apply on your journey, okay? That's how you want to approach it every day, okay? Some time frames you want to trade are the 15-minute time frame, the 30-minute time frame, the 1-hour time frame, the 4-hour time frame, the 1-day time frame, or the daily. These are some of the better time frames to trade, but they also require you to have a level of discipline that comes with those, okay? These are just a few nuggets that I want to put on you and drop on you on your weekend journey, okay? Because I want to see you perfect the things we talked about, perfect the things we teach on a daily, but more importantly, go out and apply them on game day, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or any day the market is open, okay? So, guys, these are some of the nuggets that it takes to become a 6-figure trader. These are some of the things that you want to do. You want to try to avoid smaller time frames because, listen to this before you go. Smaller time frames are fake out, breakout time frames. So like you get the trick, trap, and frustrate crew comes out on the 1-minute time frame and the 2-minute time frame. You might see a big green candle. You might jump in a call. Soon as you jump in, the market comes down. That's the trick, trap, and frustrate crew at play to try to trap you and trip you up. You want to avoid that. How do you avoid that? Use the 15-minute time frame. These are little nuggets that's going to help you in your game as early as Monday. But if you apply them throughout the year, you are going to be better day 1 than you are at day 365, okay? That's just how the game go. Listen, man, coach just want to spend the morning with you guys. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully you find some gems in this. Watch this 2 or 3 times if you need to. Do me a favor before you go. Make sure you like. Make sure you share. We're on a road to 1 million subscribers. This is not possible without each and every one of you guys, okay? Listen, everybody be in the Discord first thing in the morning. Everybody else consider joining the money team this week. We will get busy. That's without question, okay? With that being said, we make videos like this every day. So if you like this one, make sure you check out the next one. Remember, most people see the end result. Very few consider the journey. Do me a favor. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys grab some free stocks using my link below. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.